Hi, it's Arthur Hardy Doubleday Law. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to properly move out of your apartment. It's early August, and by the end of this month, people are going to begin to move out of their apartments, go somewhere else for the following year. And what you need to know is that you need to protect yourself against a landlord who may be proceeding against you in an unfair and deceptive manner. And what I'm going to teach you, hopefully in the next 3 to 4 minutes, is how to protect yourself to ensure that number one, you get your security deposit back, and number two, that you don't get sued for damages that you did not cause. And the reason you should care, for lack of better words, is the Benjamins, the Jeffersons, and the Jacksons. You need to, money's important. Money's what makes the world go around, and you need to keep as much of your money as possible, including your security deposit. Uh, what you need to know when you move out is you want the place to be clear of all your possessions, right? So you don't want anything there where the landlord could say the place is still being occupied, occupy being the key word here. Um, One, the landlord can continue to charge you for rent because your possessions are still in there, and the landlord does not know if you have vacated the unit. Number two, the landlord is not allowed to charge you for the reasonable cost of cleaning the place. However, if your stuff is still there and you said you have left the place, he then has to pay someone to move your stuff out and potentially store it. So you want the place to look vacant. You want it to be free of all your personal possessions, and you should take pictures. Um, you want you want to do a walkthrough with your landlord, and I know this might be hard as you're leaving and you're getting all your stuff out, and your apartment might not be available until the absolute first day of the following month. But if possible, you want to take everything out of your apartment and do a walkthrough with your landlord and point out any conditions that you think pre-existed your tenancy and discuss it with your landlord. Again, take pictures. I can't stress this point enough. You need to make sure that your apartment is free of your personal possessions. So in this picture here, you see this person has made this wonderful collage of her and all her friends over the years, and I'm sure it's great for her. But if a landlord walks in and sees that, the landlord then has to pay money to get someone to remove all those pictures. And guess what? The landlord is going to come to you to collect on the expenses of removing all those pictures and possibly even storing them. Again, if you're doing a walkthrough, you don't want your wonderful collage up on the wall. You want to take that down, put it in a box, get ready to move it out. Can't stress this point enough. Take pictures, not selfies. You want to take pictures of the apartment because you want to be able to prove if and when there is an issue about the security deposit or about the condition the apartment was left in. You want to have the ability to prove that the apartment was actually left in a reasonable condition, meaning that you want to take pictures and you want to include the metadata. If your camera enables you to take pictures and timestamp them, do that. Take a picture of every single room. Take a picture of where you think there might be problems. Um, Take pictures of everything. And again, take pictures of the apartment, not selfies. Give the keys back. This is actually an issue that I feel like some people forget. But if your landlord doesn't have the keys in his or her possession, then you're still occupying that unit. So you want to make sure that you physically give the keys back. It's preferable that you have a witness you giving the keys back, or maybe you get a receipt from the landlord saying you've handed in the keys. But make sure you give those keys back. If you've not given the keys back, technically you're still occupying the unit. Lastly, give your forwarding address. Um, the city of Boston, Massachusetts, it's a big state. There's a lot of places you might have gone. And what you want to make sure when you give your security deposit back is that you give a forwarding address. I'm sorry, when you move out, you give your forwarding address so that you get your security deposit back. If you do not give your forwarding address, your landlord does not know where to send that money to. And the alternative, you can arrange to pick it up. In order for your landlord to be in compliance with the Massachusetts security deposit law, the landlord has to make sure that that security deposit or an invoice for the damages that the landlord's asserting you caused is within your possession within 30 days, signed under the pains and penalties of perjury. So you want to make sure that you give a forwarding address so that the landlord can do that. And on the 31st day, if you do not have your security deposit back, your landlord is possibly liable to you up to 3 times damages. Okay, so to recap, leave the apartment in a clean condition, remove all your belongings, do a walkthrough with the landlord if possible. Make sure when you're doing the walkthrough with the landlord, that the place is vacant. There's no one in there. I mean, not that there's no one in there, but none of your things are in there. Use the statement of conditions that you were given on the move-in. Take pictures before you leave and try and have them time-stamped. Make sure your landlord gets the keys and arrange for the return of your security deposit, meaning leave your forwarding address. If your landlord does not comply with Massachusetts security deposit law, your landlord would be liable up to 3 times the security deposit and interest if your landlord isn't giving you the interest on your security deposit, plus attorney's fees and costs. So if that's in fact the case, 31st day, you don't have your security deposit, give me a call, 617-575-2006, or give me an email, arthur@doubledaylaw.com. In the alternative, you can come visit me at the office, 45 Prospect Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts, right here in Central Square. Easily accessible on the Red Line. We can talk, have coffee, maybe tea if tea's your thing, and we can talk about your issue. The landlord-tenant law in Massachusetts is very one-sided on the tenant's side, but what you want to do is you want to make sure you protect yourself. So make sure you document the conditions on move-out, take pictures, talk to your landlord, make sure your landlord has your forwarding address. Try and do everything via email if you can, so there's written documentation as to what you did and when. If you have any questions, again, give me a call, 617-575-2006, or better yet, shoot me an email, arthur@doubledaylaw.com. Hope to hear from you soon, and good luck with your move.